Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Memory Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 11 preview between the Chicago Bears and the San Francisco 49ers. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Bears.
When I look at the Bears in this matchup, I look at the right side of the offensive line. Right guard Lance Lewis and right tackle Gabe Karimi going against Ray McDonald, the 5 technique of the 49ers. This is a guy that has a lot of speed and quickness from that position, which could cause a lot of problems for a team trying to run outside and also front side protection. The Bears also may get Alshon Jeffrey back this week, which would be a huge addition to the offense. Adding a guy with that size and physicality on the interior gives you options as an offense. It opens up the offense, and it also allows that tight end to be more of a safety valve as opposed to trying to force the tight end to be a threat. I think getting Jeffrey back will go a long way for this offense moving forward, throwing the football toward. And on defense, you have to like the matchup between the Bears linebackers and the tight ends in the underneath passing attack of the 49ers. Lance Briggs and company does a great job in manning up on tight ends, and that's going to have to happen this week versus San Francisco. Out there on the flanks, the corners have to make sure they take away the timing of the 49ers offense. Everything is based off of rhythm, and if these guys get free release off the line of scrimmage, it can do a lot of damage to the defense. Now let's move over to the 49ers in this ball game. Two guys I think defensively have to have big games in order for these guys to be successful against Chicago will be Aldon Smith, the outside rusher, and a free safety Deshaun Golson. Smith is important because of his ability to flush a quarterback out the pocket. Jason Campbell can't hurt you with his legs like a Jay Cutler can, so you want to flush him to one side and shrink his field vision, and that way you can make a play. And Deshaun Golson is important because I would shade his coverage toward Brandon Marshall and force those other guys, Bennett and Hesser, to make plays consistently. Now, Alex Smith may or may not play. Let's say he doesn't play. They have to find ways to make Colin Kaepernick comfortable. So let's go inside the lab and see how they can go about doing that this week versus Chicago.
The San Francisco 49ers may be without their starting quarterback Alex Smith this week as they take on the Chicago Bears, but they still have an intriguing prospect coming up as the backup quarterback in Colin Kaepernick. You have to play to his strengths, and here's what he brings to the table and how he can give that Bears defense some problems. You see right here, out of the shotgun, first of all, it spreads out the defense. It also puts them at a disadvantage where they have to play discipline. They can't get creative with their aggressiveness, otherwise it could burn them. You see right here, your basic run play. Shotgun, we're going to block down on the 3 technique. We're going to leave this defensive end unblocked. Why? Because we're pulling the play side guard to kick him out. Tight end's going to walk up and get this outside backer here, and we're going to run the dive right there in the 34 dive out of the shotgun. Now you see, after we've run this shotgun a long time, and also you got to carry out your fake after you hand the ball off. Why? Because it keeps this guy at bay, it keeps this guy at bay, and it allows this running back to be one-on-one with the free safety. Now down here, after you've run this dive a couple of times, people are going to overcompensate for it. So now you have to run the play action off of it. Now we flip the formation, condense it on this side, and here's how we're going to do it. We're going to fake the dive this way, pull the backside guard to come and pass protect along with the play side guard to help out. The play side tackle will kick down on that 3 technique, and so now you have 2 additional blockers helping Kaepernick as he comes outside. We have the whip route right here. We have the corner route to the tight end, and we have the deep over route in the post, the backside post behind it. So his essential read is here. Second read would be here. Third would be this crosser, and his first and fourth, honestly, if both of these guys are covered, you have Kaepernick running full speed, attacking the line of scrimmage. He can take off, and those guys essentially turn into 2 blockers. So when you have a guy that threatens you on the edge with his mobility, a RG3, a Michael Vick, a Steve Young, when you have those type of guys, you can get creative in your play calling because it puts an aggressive defense at a disadvantage. So the 49ers can have an advantage this week versus the Bears without losing much of their offense, which is based upon power running, misdirection, and getting Kaepernick out there on the perimeter.
Jason Campbell is an X factor in my opinion. This is a guy that's a solid pro, started a lot of games in this league, and he won't take the risk with the football that a Jay Cutler would take. So that could be an interesting tidbit to keep an eye on throughout the course of this matchup. And long sustained drives, a little bit of LSD for the 49ers. You got to stay on the field on offense in order to have success. You got to make sure you convert those 3rd downs. I like the 49ers in this ball game. This is another game that will come down to defense. And when you look at the 49ers defense going against that Bears offensive line, you can see where they can have an advantage. And quite honestly, as talented as the Bears personnel are at wide receiver, they're a little bit one-dimensional in their approach. So I think that's easy to game plan for. So I look for the 49ers to win a very good contested defensive ball game at home. And I want to give a huge shout out to 49er fan forums and Bear fan forums for always showing football game plan support.